Hello, and welcome to another episode of Quick and Nerdy, an MSP-friendly how-to channel dedicated to Veeam-powered BAS and DRAS offerings. As always, I'm your host, Brandon McCoy, Solutions Architect here at Veeam Software, supporting our Veeam Cloud and service providers. And today, well, it's almost 2026, can you believe it? And I felt like it was time for a refresh to the channel. So a lot of the videos that you see here are updated videos, especially around Cloud Connect and Service Provider Console. So if you've already got those installed, there's nothing to see here, folks. If you're new to the channel, if you're looking to start offering BAS and DRAS, these are the videos for you. And also in these updated videos, I'm going to make some changes. I need to address some feedback from previous videos. So if you're looking for videos that will show you where to find the products on the website, how to download them, how to go through the installation wizard and install the license, got some great videos by some of my colleagues like Joe Cruz and Lee Rivas and others. So I'm going to put a link in the description to that playlist, and it'll go through everything from installing the product, the license, a deeper dive, a bigger explanation. My videos are meant to be concise and straight to the point so that you can just get things connected and start going. So these videos are coming from a place of I've already installed the products and the license, and now I'm just going to start configuring. Through the videos, I will explain a little bit of the licensing and kind of how you get started. But again, if you're looking for a complete start to finish with a deep dive, check out the playlist below. The videos are great. If you're just looking to kind of get things going, let's get started. All right, so let's start with the components involved. These are what you're going to need in order to start offering BAS and DRAS services, whether this is in your own data center or you want to spin something up in, say, an Azure or AWS. Now, some of these components are required, some of them maybe not, depending on the scenario. I'll explain a little more as we go. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is Cloud Connect. And this is actually the middle piece, but there's a reason that I kind of list these from left to right, but just bear with me. So in the middle, we've got the Cloud Connect server. So this is Veeam Backup and Replication. That's our core product. You're going to install a Cloud Connect license on your backup and replication instance, and that transforms your server into Cloud Connect. So it's the same product. Sometimes that confuses people. They'll go to the website to download Cloud Connect. They'll get backup and replication. Don't worry, you're on the right track. Install that Cloud Connect license. Now that changes the functionality of the machine. So if you have let's say you have an internal Veeam backup server that you're doing backups with, and you also want to offer BAS and DRAS services, you cannot install the Cloud Connect license on your existing Veeam server. It will stop doing backups and only allow you to receive backups. So it changes the functionality of the machine. That being said, once you have your Cloud Connect license installed, you'll have some additional options like the ability to deploy the Cloud Connect Gateway. So that is the first icon there on the left. The reason that I put these in this order is because I like to think about it from data coming from the left to right. And so your Cloud Connect Gateway is right in your DMZ or behind a NAT, and it is how customers send information and backups to you. You're going to deploy the Cloud Connect Gateway from your Cloud Connect server. So download VBR, install the Cloud Connect license, deploy one or multiple Cloud Connect gateways. Your Cloud Connect Gateway can be your Cloud Connect server. It can be an individual machine. You can have more than one for load balancing, high availability. We do this through round robin DNS. And they can be a Linux machine or a Windows machine. You can also use the Veeam Infrastructure Appliance to deploy your Cloud Connect gateways. Your Cloud Connect server must be Windows, but the Cloud Connect gateway can be Windows or Linux. Open up port 6180 so that the Cloud Connect gateway is available. We create a transport layer security or TLS tunnel with an SSL certificate on the other side to guarantee encryption and security of the data and allow you to connect to your customers without any kind of VPNs. Finally, there's the Veeam Service Provider Console on the far right. This is your single pane of glass. So this is used for monitoring, reporting. It integrates with Pulse for license management. And it has a lot of big capabilities like managing endpoint backups. If you're pushing out a whole bunch of agents to PCs, laptops that are never in the office, etc., You can connect to all of those machines as long as there's an internet connection, manage all those jobs. You can connect to all your customers' Veeam backup servers to monitor the success and status of jobs, push upgrades, push out licensing. It also connects to Veeam Backup for 365, so you can do some self-service. We'll get into more of that later. These are the three components. Now, the reason I say that you may or may not need all of these, so we've made some big changes in Service Provider Console version 9, Cloud Connect version 13.01, where you don't always need Cloud Connect. So you do need a Cloud Connect and Cloud Connect gateway if your customers are remote, because we need to be able to connect to those. However, if your customers' Veeam backups are located in your, so let's say you have an infrastructure as a service, a very common scenario for this. You've got one or more Veeam servers in your internal infrastructure, and you deploy the service provider console there locally. If the Veeam server can talk to the service provider console on the same network, you don't need a Cloud Connect server. We can bypass that. This is a big update since version 9. So in version 8 and before, you had to have a Cloud Connect no matter what. Now in version 9 and above, if it's hosted, you don't need a Cloud Connect server or a Cloud Connect gateway. Technically, you don't need the service provider console. Let's say you just want to use Cloud Connect to offer backup as a service, DR as a service. You could get away without using the service provider console, but it's a free product, and I highly recommend that you install it on a Windows machine. You can put all of these on one machine if you want, but that's only for like very small environments. Maybe you're only doing agent backups. You're not even using Cloud Connect to receive backups. That could be a good use case for an all-in-one, but in a perfect world, these would all be on separate machines. All right. So with that, let's get into the actual demo, and I'll show you the product and kind of get us started. Here we are in the demo lab. I am on version 13.01. Now, keep in mind, in version 13, we introduced the Veeam software appliance. This is a pre-configured, pre-hardened, Linux under the hood, completely managed by Veeam from the OS. That is not supported to run Cloud Connect on. So it's a great product, but if you want to use Cloud Connect, it needs to run on a Windows instance of backup and replication. So I've got my VBR server. I've installed the Cloud Connect license, which again completely transforms the functionality of the Veeam server. It is now called a Cloud Connect server rather than a backup and replication server. And I know that I've installed Cloud Connect because on the bottom left, I have this Cloud Connect tab. From here, I'm going to do a few steps. The first thing I'm going to do is get an SSL certificate. Now you can have Veeam generate a self-signed certificate. This is good for POCs and trials, but we highly recommend that you purchase a true trusted authority certificate from, say, GoDaddy or whatever your favorite one is. You don't have to have anything fancy, just your basic SSL. And once you install that on the Cloud Connect server, you can next and finish. Step 2, add a Cloud Connect gateway. So the Cloud Connect gateway is going to be a Windows or Linux machine. You can also use the Veeam infrastructure appliance, not the software appliance, but the infrastructure appliance. And it defaults to the Veeam server. You can add a new one here if you want. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just edit my existing one. And in my lab, everything is on the same machine. So again, for small environments, that's fine. Just be mindful of resources and networking, how you want to split things up. So you need to establish the port that you're going to open. 6180 is the default. You could change this to say 443. Just note that all the Veeam servers for the customers are defaulted to 6180. So it's a little easier to just leave it on that. The second part is your networking. Sometimes this trips people up, but it's quite simple. So you need to open up port 6180 on your firewall, and this Cloud Connect gateway needs to be accessible over that port. All we are doing is creating a secure network encrypted tunnel. The firewall and the networking piece, the rest of that is up to you. We recommend that you use an external DNS, so example.cloud.com. You can use an IP address as well, but DNS is typically preferred. So you'll have probably a firewall or a DMZ, and you'll have your IP or external DNS that customers connect to over port 6180. You can connect the machine directly to the internet, although that's not really recommended. After you do that, we will next finish. If you need more than one gateway, repeat the process as much as you need. Again, we do load balancing through round robin DNS. So you'd have IP address 1 through X, and you would have all of those resolved to the same A record and DNS. And if you have a problem connecting your customers, it's probably DNS because, hey, it's always DNS, right? All right, so we've got the Veeam server with the Cloud Connect license. We've got the Cloud Connect gateway, the certificate. The next thing to do is add a tenant. Before I do that, I'm going to actually transition a little from the setup of the Cloud Connect to the actual offerings that you can use. So there's really two main offerings that Cloud Connect provides, other than just being a tunnel for like monitoring with the console. If you're using Cloud Connect to actually offer backup and DRAS, you can add those in here. Now, I'm only going to get into the basics here. I think maybe some other videos we can deep dive. From the backup infrastructure, if I go to my backup repositories, this is where I can add some storage and then start creating sub-repositories for all my customers, which Cloud Connect will do. It will quota all this out so you can present multi-tenant storage. Here I would add a backup repository if you want it to be a Windows, Linux, a NAS, a SAN, object storage. So keep in mind that Veeam now does offer our own cloud. It's called Veeam Data Cloud Vault. And this gives you the ability to use Veeam as an object storage repository, either local to your customers, or you can put this behind your Cloud Connect server if you wanted to white label Veeam Cloud Storage. So you would add the repository. There's plenty of videos on how you do that. I'm just kind of showing you here that this is where you would add the repository. If you're wanting to also offer replication, so disaster recovery as a service, then what you would need to do is you would need to come in and you would need to add, at this time we support VMware and Hyper-V as a Cloud Connect replication target. So you could add one or more of those hosts. And after that, you would need to start providing replication resources. So this would involve slicing out a little bit of data store, some VLANs, some memory and storage, and then giving that customer that little section of the cloud. We call this a hardware plan. That's a whole nother video. So just kind of wanted to point out the main purposes of Cloud Connect backup. Now, the next thing we can do once we've got the resources ready that we want to offer is we can create a tenant. Now, what I like to do is I like to create my tenants inside of the Veeam Service Provider console. So that's what we're going to do. In the next video, I'm going to show you how you connect your Service Provider console to Cloud Connect, create a tenant, offer them services, and finally connect the customer's product to your Cloud Connect / Service Provider console. So that's it for part 1 of this video. If you want to keep going, part 2 coming up shortly. Thanks a lot.